Hello everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. If you have been drawn to this reading and video, what we'll be focusing on, of course, is your connection, your person, and how they feel about you at this moment. This is going to focus on those of you who are in separation or going through challenges in your partnership right now. And then we'll take a look at what your angel guides need you to understand during this time apart from your person. General advice as always, guys, so please do keep that in mind throughout the reading and only take the parts of it that resonate for you. These are the two decks that will carry this reading at this time: My Heart and Soul Love Oracle, and then the Stay Inspired Oracle cards by Sister Moon Tarot. Let's get into it. Hi there, Leo. Welcome. Hope all is well. Let's go ahead and get into your reading here. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. So how does your person feel about you in separation or going through challenges? Let's see what that looks like. All right, for Leo. Two cards literally flying out, guys. We have Lessons. That's the first card. And then Locked Out. Interesting. All right, Lessons. Sometimes love puts you where you need to be. Sometimes it derails you and saves you from what you thought you wanted, because there's someone better taking you down broken roads, teaching you lessons that need to be learned. And sometimes it brings you back to the beginning, that first love, because that is where you belong after all. This kind of reminds me of, for some of you, maybe it is your first love. You guys were together, but then went your separate ways, and having experienced other partnerships, other relationships. And, you know, at the end of the day, realizing that you guys belong together after all. That's the type of energy that's coming through there. Locked out. So this particular card says, please let me in. I can't be there for you the way you want me to be if you don't let me in. I know you've been hurt in the past, but that's not me. I'm here for you to heal that broken heart of yours. Please tear down these walls you've built around us. Let me in. You know, so however way you've been hurt, if you relate to this, Leo, especially, and that goes together with the lessons as well. You know, and you don't have to identify with the message here. Just the overall lesson that you have needed to learn, perhaps, on your journey to finding love. And maybe you've been traumatized by heartbreak, people that have hurt you, disappointed you. It doesn't necessarily have to be infidelity, although if that's what you've experienced, that could be very hurtful, you know. So you're just treading lightly to be able to make sure that the people that you could connect with aren't going to hurt you. So if that's where you're at, I feel there's somebody here who would actually be good for you, but maybe you've got your walls up because you don't want to get hurt. Okay, so let's see. Look at this. We have anxiety. That kind of goes together, in my opinion. It does say there was a time when I was open to love and all of its vulnerabilities. I was brave, unafraid. But heartbreak has a way of changing a person. Exactly. Causing us to be closed off, holding ourselves back from finding true love. My anxieties have covered me in a blanket of fear. It really is coming through with what I pretty much said. I'm so cold in this darkness, and I'm not sure I can ever let anyone in again. So if you relate to that, and if this is your storyline, that you're afraid to get hurt, you've had your heart broken, and you're not quite sure whether or not you can allow yourself to just be completely vulnerable and just let somebody else enter your life to be able to love you the way you deserve to be loved. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some tarot to go along with this, but that is the message. All right, angels and spirit guides, please, for Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. What do we need to know, please? Divine Feminine, this could be you, okay? I feel for some of you, maybe you were married, you had a family with your masculine, and that might have resulted either in divorce or a separation. You know, so maybe you're on the part of your journey right now, you're in separation from that person that perhaps you'll come to find, or they might come to find, that you guys belong together after all. But this seems to be coming from the perspective of the feminine, where you're feeling anxious, you're afraid to get hurt, and you want to be able to create this amazing life with somebody. All right, let's see. What else for Leo? So we do have the Knight of Cups, but it is coming up in the reverse. So that is how I will interpret it for this reading. So the Knight of Cups in the reverse can represent disappointment. It can represent somebody who can be a little bit on the moody side. So if that's part of your energy right now, you know, maybe you're just really frustrated and anxious and not in a good headspace because of what you have experienced in your romantic life. You could have also been with somebody who tended to be a little bit moody. That was just a part of their energy, a part of their vibe. This could be the person that hurt you. This could be the person that disappointed you, you know, that broke your heart. So that might have started off as a really romantic relationship, and then it just fizzled. Nine of Cups. Interesting. Followed by the Eight of Cups. All right, guys, so what I'm seeing here is you had so much hope for this relationship to be the one to work out. You know, you felt such an amazing chemistry with this person. They were everything that you could have wished for, right? But something just fell apart here between the two of you. Maybe you guys had a tower moment, and it just got to a point where you needed to distance yourself. So you might have had to walk away from this individual. In certain circumstances, though, the other person walked away, perhaps, you know, feeling like they could connect with other people, or the grass was greener on the other side. And maybe you guys were wishing for very different things here. Talk about wishes. We've got the Star. You could be thinking of Aquarius here. I feel if you relate to this, Leo, you know what it is that you want. You know what it is that you are wishing for and hoping for. If it is finding love, you could be single right now, or really thinking about somebody that you were romantically linked to, a past love, maybe a lost love. Maybe it's been a while. Maybe it has been a very long time since you've even interacted with this person. But what I continue to feel here is that you are very vulnerable, that you are feeling incredibly anxious, which is part of the message that we have seen through these cards. You know, if you take a look at this energy from this image, it's just covering yourself up with this anxiety, making it very difficult to be open to finding somebody to care for and love and to enjoy a relationship. But I really do feel that in time, you will be able to find peace and comfort in the direction that you are going, to be able to find love again. Ten of Wands, yeah. That is the vibe that I'm picking up here, guys, that you've been carrying around this heaviness that has something to do with heartbreak, a really negative experience with somebody. And so you'd rather close yourself off to potential love partners because you really are really fearful of having your heart broken again. But I tell you, there is somebody out there for you. You will find love again. You absolutely will. So for those in separation, I feel if it really is meant for you, there is the possibility of a reconciliation. That is clarified by the Temperance card. So it may not happen right away, which is why the Temperance card relies very heavily on having patience, because time is involved. But for some of you, you know, as this card pretty much described, sometimes love puts you where you need to be, but sometimes it doesn't, you know, or you might be with your person and something happens and you guys go your separate ways experiencing other connections, other people, and somehow life brings you guys back together when you're ready. You know, the Lover's card represents choices. So maybe you aren't really happy with some of the choices that you've made in the past, but that could also apply to the person that you could be thinking about for this reading. And moving forward, it can represent different choices that are made to allow you to be anxiety free, to allow you to open up this door to let the right person in. That's what's coming through there, you know. We also have the Three of Pentacles. It comes down to you and your ideal person being on the same page, working together, having the same goals, and really wanting to have a beautiful outcome to this love story. That's what's presenting itself there. So it's possible, I feel, for some of you. So let's go ahead and take a look at what your angel guides want to communicate to you at this time. So there's this need for healing. There is this need to be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself. If you are feeling scared and vulnerable and really wanting to heal your heartbreak, that takes time. And I feel when the time is right, the universe will put you on the right path. All right, let's grab some cards from here, what your angel guides need you to understand during this time in your life, the time that you spend apart from your person, whatever challenges you're going through. What is the message for Leo? All right, here we go. We have change. Change is good. It's just a part of life. Flow with it. Don't resist it. Embrace it. Happiness is on the other side of your fears. Exactly. Exactly. You won't be here forever. You know, maybe right now it's a part of where you're at. That's just a part of your journey. But life will be able to move forward. Life will change in the way that it's meant to for you, allowing you to experience beautiful things when it comes to your relationships, your love connections. Look at this. We have surprises. Unexpected beginnings are the best ones. Expect the unexpected in life. Just when you think it's over could be the beginning of your best story yet. Absolutely love it. And bottom of the deck, you have freedom. I love that. You are as free as you choose to be. Freedom is a mindset. When you're ready, you can free yourself from your anxieties, your fears, your vulnerabilities, all of the things that might be affecting you right now and holding you back from experiencing true happiness. All right, Leo, so let me go ahead and clarify this. I'm actually liking the direction that this is going. So even though you might not be in a good place right now or you're going through stuff, I do feel that things will ease up and it'll get better. All right, I'll be pulling from my Modern Day Seers Tarot and Oracle. If you're not familiar with this deck, it's one that I created, so it's just like any other tarot deck, but it also has additional court cards and oracle messages. So here we go, guys. Let's see. For Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Okay. So for now, we do have the Ten of Cups, but it is coming up in the reverse. So shattered dreams, broken family, a broken home. That makes sense for me. That could explain the anxiety and why things are happening in your life in the way that it is right now. Domestic disharmony, disconnection, divorce for some of you. Struggling relationships, misaligned values, lack of security and stability. So if you are able to relate to any part of that, that explains why this came forward, right? There's a lesson to be learned in the meantime, and we already see the anxiety card and how that's tied into it. Let's see what else. What else for Leo? Another reversed card. Okay, so this is the Baron of Fire. This represents divine masculine. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Very interesting. So some of you guys might both be Leos or both fire signs. It could also represent divine feminine, that your masculine is a Leo. And so it is coming up in the reverse. So this is somebody who's routine oriented. They can be really egotistical. They buckle under pressure, poverty stricken. So, this person can have a bit of a temper, rude, arrogant. We see that here, an absentee husband or father. So however way that's making sense for your situation, divine feminine, that could explain why things fell apart. They just weren't there for you. That's the heartbreak. That's the disappointment, right? For some of you, there's no interest in returning to that. You're just afraid to experience finding love again. And that could be really scary. The next card is Archangel Sophia. Somebody's name could be Sophia. So it does say, I am the angel of love. I can help you manifest a reconciliation with your beloved. That applies to some of you, because I feel if it's an unhealthy relationship, the universe will have you moving in a very different direction. But I do feel for those of you who want that reunion, it can happen in time. And it says, I can assist in efforts towards forgiveness and bring about a mutual understanding between you and your partner. I can show you the way to self-love. I feel that's really important for some of you. And in finding the great love of your life. And, to be able to find that great love of your life, sometimes it requires you to detach and close the door to relationships that maybe at one point in time you felt it was great. But as time unfolded, it ended up not being the case. Archangel Sophia also indicates through this card, call on me if you are looking to awaken your heart chakra. All right, let's see what else. What else for Leo? What else for Leo? We do have the Two of Swords, which makes sense for some of you. Maybe you feel like you're at a crossroads in your life. You just feel stuck in the past. Maybe this could also represent the other person. We do see a situation that's stagnant. We have reached a stalemate here. But I feel that could be a blessing in disguise for some of you guys. We've got the Ace of Swords. That is followed by the Sun, followed by Archangel Michael. So somebody's name could be Michael. So here's the breakthrough. Here's the clarity. And, perhaps you really needed this message, Leo, that either you already cut someone out of your life, but maybe you're second guessing it. I feel you did the right thing, especially if it was just not a good relationship. It's time to move on and, heal the heartbreak, of course, heal the pain. But when you're ready, open yourself up to new opportunities in love, because you deserve happiness. But I feel some of you might have gotten yourself in a relationship that was really difficult. And, maybe there's a part of you where you feel like you gave it your all and it still ultimately did not work itself out. I feel in time, things can still improve for you. Certainly when it comes to your love life, you could find new love. You could go in a different direction, but I feel it's also important for you to love yourself enough to do what feels right in your life. I do love that we have the Chariot here. For some of you, maybe you connect with a Cancer. So this represents movement, which is a very different energy from the Two of Swords, which is no movement. It's stagnant. So you're meant to go in a different direction, perhaps. Or life will move towards a particular path when you're ready to experience that. It's really important to be patient. We do see the Temperance card. I feel, again, for those of you who want a reconciliation, you can have that. Who knows? It could happen latter half of this year. Sagittarius season is really not that far off. November, December. So have patience when it comes to that, because I feel if it really is meant to bring you back together, right, as is noted from this card, That is where you belong after all, after having experienced other connections, other relationships, life apart from each other. You know, then perhaps if you guys really are meant to have that reunion, you can have that. Let me grab one more here. And lastly, we've got the Angel of Light. In order to recognize the gift you are to others, you must recognize the gift you are to yourself. 1000%. In order to see the light in the one you love, you must see the light within yourself. I am here to illuminate the path towards your enlightenment. There is a way out, a light at the end of the tunnel. Go ahead, take that first step. I'll be there when you do. I love that, you know, because cards like the anxiety card, cards like the Eight of Cups, you know, you needed to walk away from a person or situation that just wasn't working. And hopefully that was the right move. I feel in your heart of hearts, you know whether you did the right thing or not. But it's really important for you to give back to yourself, to love yourself first. You know, that is what's coming through here, Leo. So I do hope that there's something in this message that helps you out and resonates for you. And if you're interested in your own reading, I would love to do that for you. That info is down below in the description box, as well as all of the decks linked down below as well. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.